Hey guys, Timothy here, aka FCFan21, and today I'm gonna have a look at the power rankings for my division. For anyone that does not know what a power ranking is, it's basically where someone, in this case I thought the moderators for the Draft League made it, basically go and say, I think this team will be ending around the first spot or the last spot or spot 7 or whatever, and they're gonna basically say why they think they are. I'm going into this blind. I have not seen anything from the power rankings, so yeah, I'm curious, not just where the mods think I stand with my team, but also how every other team is placed. So let's see, power rankings. Okay, apparently I'm voted first. Regeneration core plus rain, good synergy, strong terras. Obviously I'm taking it. Let's see. Let's look at the rosters. First with me. So here is my team. Tornadus Therian, Slowking, Galar, Overquill, Politoad, Fortress, Terra Kilo, Terra Hisuian, Typhlosion, Terra Dashbun, Tinglu, Hisuian, Electrode, and Kommo-o. Of course, I've already talked about my team. Yeah, spot on actually. I really like my own, and not to blow my own horn of course, but I like my own regeneration core with Tornadus and Galarian Slowking. Like I said, I wanted to draft a rain team that does not have to be a rain team, so of course I have a rain setter and Politoad, but if I need him to be water absorb, the other mons can still function without him. Like Kilowattrel can still be a speedy Volt Switcher with Terra Thunderbolt, with Terra Electric. Fortress is still a very good defensive mon. He just has the fire weakness without rain. Overquill is still a good intimidator, even though he has no swift swim. So yeah, that's why I like my team, and I guess they like it as well. King Bob's number 2, strong core with good removal, scary terra threats. Let's see what King Bob has. King Bob, coach of the Spanish Owls, has Urshifu, Single Strike, Goldingo, Cinderace, Zapdos, Azumarill, Clodsire, Serena, Terra Frostmoth, and Lucario. They said strong core with good removal and scary terra threats. Of course, Urshifu Single Strike. Run a Scarf set, and Wicked Blow can just pound through a team without a decent resist. Like my Dashbun is a good resist because he resists both stab typings from Urshifu, has a high defense stat, and has a way to heal of damage. So Dashbun is a decent answer to it. Goldingo, not that fast, but with a 135 from the top of my head special attack stat, hits very hard. Cinderace with Libero. The first time switching in, he can change into a typing of the first move he uses. Of course, Zapdos is Zapdos. I mean, it's basically Kilowattrel, but worse. Azumarill with Belly Drum, huge power. Aqua Jets are very annoying, but again, I have Politoad with a water absorb ability, so I'm not really scared of it, and I don't play King Bob in regular season. Clodsire is annoying. Terra Lucario has Terra Normal, so if he can set up a Swords Dance and just go for extreme speeds with Terra Normal, that's annoying. Just like I used my Noivern with Terra Normal Boom Burst. And Frostbot with Ice skills. I mean, yeah. I see what they get at. Good strong core, scary Terras. Number 3, Arminius. Big snow threat, strong Terras, solid defensive core. I'm gonna have a look. Arminius, Gliscor, Infernape, Empoleon, low kicks with a Terra Fire, Vesandipity, Noivern, Alolan Sandslash, Decidueye, Slowking, Titan. Yeah, not wrong there. I mean, Slowking has chilly reception, so he has a decently to very good way of setting the snow. And both Titan and Alolan Sandslash get the Slushverse ability, so they double their speed. Titan has the ability, has the option to go for Belly Drum. So yeah, nice offense there. Gliscor is a good physical defensive mon. Slowking is more specially defensive. Oh yeah, Vesandipity is also a very physical specially defensive mon. So yeah, again, I can see why they think Arminius has a good defensive core. 4th is Brett. Screens plus terrain with Sneasler. Scary, strong defensive backbone. Let me think. Brett. Also someone I do not face in regular season. Coach of the Wisconsin Wobbuffets. Sneasler, Espathra, Grimmsnarl, Rotom Wash, Corviknight, Rillaboom, Thunderous Therian, Goodra, Swalot. With Goodra and Swalot being his only 2 Terra Captains because he did not have any other option. Because Terra Captains can be from 11 points and below. And those are the only 2 mons with from below 11. Have to check again. Screens plus terrain with Sneasler is very scary, of course. Well, I was hoping he would trade me Rillaboom, but he didn't. And of course, Sneasler with Unburden is very scary. He has the option for Grimmsnarl to get set up screens. Rotom Wash can set up screens. Yeah. Espathra with Speed Boost and Calm Mind is very scary to face. Corviknight has is a good removal mon. Yeah, I like Brett's team. So yeah. 5th, System. Fail with Excalibur, strong offense with good Terra types. System. There you are. Heatran, Hisuian Samurott, Terra, Water, Amoonguss, Alolan Ninetales, Excalibur, Uxie, Staraptor, Electros, and Breloom. First of all, System still has 6 points in his budget. He could have had another mon. I mean, looking at the draft board, taking you there with me, guys. Let's see. 6 points. Mons like Braviary, Charizard, Ditto. Personally, I like to use Ditto for scouting and scarfed hitting things. Alolan Ninetales for Sun. Quailfish for Intimidate. Tauros was still available. Wheezing was available. Tier 5 points. Belly Bolt or Cryogonal for removal. Cloth. Nice regenerator with removal. Knuckle Stack can be annoying. Amber Palm with Tail Slaps. Let's see what else. Dusknor. Pyroar is something I personally find usable. Trevenant was still available. I mean, come on. Trevenant, I like the Sub, Protect, Leech Seed, and Toxic set. But on the other hand, he has Breloom. So yeah, facing Baxcalibur with Aurorville setup is something very scary, of course. With Yuxi, Staraptor, Electros, he has good pivoting mons. Hisuian Samurott can set up spikes, of course. Heatran and Yuxi can set up stealth rocks. Yeah, decent, but and strong offense. Well, Breloom is kind of frail, I think. I'm personally not that big of a fan of offensive Breloom because psychic, flying weaknesses. Flying is normally quite spammable, and looking at his team, only Heatran and Electros resist. Staraptor is something I do like. Quick attack option with stab, of course. Close combat, Brave Bird. Decent. Heatran is not something you should sleep on as an offensive mon. He does have good defenses, but his special attacking options are decent at least. So yeah, good offense, some decent defensive mon. Heatran and Amoonguss. I'm just missing a bulky water type, actually. Yeah, Breloom. Amoonguss can take the grass type. I somewhat miss it, let's say, put it that way. Number 6. Luxus Lit. Great defensive mons, Boomburst, Toxtricity, good offense. Let's have a look. Luxus Lit. Coach of the Shirek Champaus. Someone I face week 8th, I believe. And again, really liking his team. Palafin, of course, is great offense. Clefable with Unaware, you just can't set up on it, or at least doesn't really matter. Hisuian Gudra is, I know from experience, something very annoying to deal with because of his high special defensive stat and just weaknesses in fighting and ground. Yeah, Boomburst Toxtricity is annoying, but Toxtricity isn't the fastest. So it's a good option, but I don't think it's as spammable as Boomburst Noivern. Again, Noivern is a bit faster. I'm not sure what is Toxtricity's speed stat. Taking you on this journey with me, let's see. Toxicroak. Toxtricity has a speed stat of 75. It's, if you want to run Punk Rock, yeah, no technician, Punk Rock, Boomburst, you need to run a Scarf set, and even Scarf sets are outspeedable. I mean, let's give it Timid Nature. 273 times 1.5. Getting my calculator on my phone out. Let's see. 273 times 1.5. 410. If I'm going to say Hisuian electrode. Electrode. Hisuian. With a Hisuian electrode does outspeed it. And with soundproof, again, I think I have I've already found a great answer for Toxtricity. Looks, if you're watching this, don't bring Toxtricity because I will be prepared. What was the other things they were saying? Great defensive mons with good offense. Again, the Palafin or the Clefable Hisuian Gudra core I really do like, with Gastrodon also being very defensive. Avalok being a great physical wall, especially with Terra Water. Yeah. Only thing is, I only see 3 mons that I think really can do consistent damage. Palafin, which will use mostly water type moves, so a water absorb mon will run the Palafin, well, not completely useless, but he will have a hard time. Lycanroc Dusk I actually really like. Decent, very decent attack and speed stat, and his staff class ability makes all physical contact moves have even more output. And actually I'm quite curious about Ogerpon Fire, especially because Ogerpon is, well, this is the first time I'm seeing it in draft, of course, with it being a DLC exclusive mon. So yeah, of course I hope Lux will do good with it, but yeah, again, I quite curious. 7th is History. Great team coverage, Valiant plus Lando Incarnate, tough to deal with. History, Aaron Valiant and Lando I, indeed tough to deal with. Skeledirge, Weevil, Mesper, Toxapex, Altaria, Earthworm, Rotomo, Colossal and Wigglytuff with a point to spare. I actually like this team very much. Again, I think this team will do better than, what were they saying, 7th? Yeah, History 7th. I won't be surprised if History does better. I've already been scouting a bit at History's team because I play her, I thought it was her, at least I play the Bulbasaur's week 1, and it's quite scary to match up against, I think. Iron Valiant has a... Well, both Valiant and Landorus are just enormous physical hitters. And that's, I think, maybe History's problem. The only really hard-hitting special attacker is Skeledirge, and Skeledirge needs a Torch Song boost to really get going. Skeledirge 110, and also really lacking that speed stat to be really consistent in putting out damage. With 75 base special defense, and well, I like the Terra Fairy, but yeah, I'm not so iffy. I'm curious how History will break through a defensive, special defensive wall. with this team. Or a physical defensive wall, sorry, because special walls normally lack physical defense. So yeah, curious to see that. But besides that, I really do like this team. Enough ways to set up hazards with Colossal, Earthworm, Toxapex, Mesprit, Lando in Eye if need be. Colossal is a spinner. I'm going to look if Altaria gets defog. Altaria, he does. Yeah, National Dex draft. So not sure Paldea Dex draft if it's still the same. Yeah, gets defog. So yeah, again, really like this draft, and wouldn't be surprised if history goes up the table a bit further than 7th. But yeah, we'll see. 8th, clinching playoffs, but just according to the mods, is Rainy. With Ursaluna plus webs is very dangerous. Solid terrace, screens up with setup. We'll have a look. Rainy, there you are, the coach of the Moko Ho-Ohs. Ursaluna Blood Moon, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Greninja, Rotom Heat, Thunderous, Incarnate, Cerulege, Ribombee, Cleaver, Dusclops, and Morgrem. I see where they're going with Ursaluna Blood Moon and Sticky Webs, but don't forget, Ursaluna Blood Moon is just 50 base speed. So let's see. Ursaluna Blood Moon 52. Sorry, those 2 points make a ton of difference. And let's say Jolly 223 max speed. So times 1.5 is 353. Everything from 335. Do I say that correctly? Just checking my calculator on the phone. Yeah, 335. Everything is higher than that will be outspeeding. So let's say I have threats. Max speed threats with Jolly already outspeed. So everything with a base speed of 106 will outspeed Ursaluna Blood Moon. And Ursaluna Blood Moon, ground and normal typing. So a fast water typing, a fast grass type will get the better of it. And with a 65 base special
with a
defense,
special attacking move will probably hurt, and you still won't outspeed. So, but looking at the other mons, Urshifu Rapid Strike again needs a scarf to really blossom, I think. Greninja is I like Greninja. I like it a lot with Protean, of course, but for my taste it's too frail, especially for 14 points. Rotom Heats, curious about Cerulege, how Rainy is going to use it. I like the Terra Captains, but I don't like Steel on Cleaver personally, because Rock and Bug are already resisted by fighting types, and Cleaver of course does take neutral damage already from fighting types, so getting that fighting weakness with Terra Steel I'm not personally really fond of, but let's see how they make it work. So Rainy, top 8. I can see it happen, but I'm going to look at the rest of the teams first before I'm going to finish it, because not really sure how to feel about Rainy's team without a look at the rest. So Mocha at number 9. Terrain plus Armor Rouge, Pult and Eliki, Zoom in, good Terras. Let's see, Mocha was number 1. Dragapult, Ogerpon Water, Great Tusk, Regieleki, Armor Rouge, Indeedee, Garganacl, Oranguru, Articuno, Wotian. Yeah. Why did we let Mocha have both Indeedee and Armor Rouge? Really, because if Indeedee sets up Terrain when switching in, setting up a Trick Room and immediate switching into Armor Rouge, that's going to be a problem. Great speed, speedy mons with Regieleki and Dragapult. I mean, you really can't outspeed Regieleki except for maybe Scarfed the Electrode or something. Dragapult, of course, varies fast. But I do think the gap after Dragapult and Regieleki is quite big. Ogerpon Water got like 105, I thought. Ogerpon 110, okay. So that's quite decent. But those 3 are the only 3 ones I think above 100. But if they get the job done, of course, great. Tusk is of course great for removal and setting up stealth rocks. Great ground type. Yeah, I don't really get the Oranguru here. I think there are better 2-point mons you can get, but again, I can see it being used inside of Psychic Terrain from Indeedee. I think all in all, solid team, and maybe I think I see Mocha finishing a bit higher than 9th, but number 10, Jojo. Terra Yamega goes Brr. Good defensive core plus illusion tactics. Let's have a look at Jojo's team. Jojo, coach of the San Francisco Evolutions, my week 3 opponent. Manaphy, Hoopa Unbound, Salamence, Hisuian Zoroark, Tyranitar, and Numerous Therian. Yamega with Terra Ice, Glastrier, and Chandelure with Terra Grass. Looking at cores first. Normally you have 2 cores of Pokemon that you should look for in a draft. A Fire Water Grass and a Fairy Dragon Steel core. Manaphy is a decently bulky Pokemon for a water type. Chandelure is a good fire type, but it's lacking a bit of speed. And in this team I'm really missing a grass type. You know, a annoying grass type that can use status moves like Spore or Stun Spore or Leech Seed just to slow things down. I don't really see much defense in here, actually. So let's say Manaphy is a base 100 around the board mon, so that can be a defensive mon. Hoopa Unbound is somewhat bulky in physical defense, I think. Oop. Come on. Oopa. Oh no, especially defense, of course. 130. He's not physical bulky at all. But so yeah. Salamence can be used defensive with Intimidate, but not great. Hisuian Zoroark, of course, totally not defensive. Tyranitar with the Sandstream ability can be somewhat specially defensive. And Namor's is somewhat defensive, I think. And Namor's 110 and 100, so that's a good defensive mon. Mega, totally not defensive. Glastrier, somewhat physical defensive, I thought. Glastrier 130. Okay, so he has some defensive options, but I don't really like them because Glastrier and Hoopa Unbound don't really have a way of healing themselves, what you want in a good defensive mon. So grass types do have normally Giga Drain and Leech Seed. So yeah, I'm really missing that in this team. So sorry Jojo, I do get why they didn't put you up higher, but I do really like your offensive pressure you're giving with things like Chandelure, the Salamence, the Hoopa Unbound, Hisuian Zoroark, of course, if you get to use it right. I did not get to do that with Hisuian Zoroark in Little Cup. So I hope you can make the Zoroark line more part than I did, because I failed completely with that. Going for 11th, Cocoa Puffs. Strong offense with screens and webs, good terrace. Let's see. Cocoa Puffs is coach of the Laundering Lanterns, Meowscarada, Spectrier, Mienshao, Farigiraf, Vikavolt, Klefki, Moltres, Donphan, Tauros Aqua, Dragalge, and Lycanroc Midnight. So, Klefki, of course, will be his or her screen setter. Again, I'm missing a bulky water type at Cocoa Puff's team. Bulky water type is always something you look at in a draft team, because water types do have they don't have much weaknesses. They only have a grass and an electric weakness, and that's about it. So normally people like to draft bulky water types, but Cocoa Puffs does not have a... oh wait, Tauros Aqua, of course. Not that bulky, so yeah. Fire type Moltres and grass type Meowscarada. Again, lacking in bulk, I think. Dragalge is a pretty good, especially defensive wall. Donphan can be a physical wall. But Meowscarada is too frail, Spectre is way too frail. Mienshao with Regenerator can be somewhat defensive. Farigiraf should be defensive. Vikavolt is more bulky offense. Klefki is more of a support / cleric mon, not all that defensive. So yeah, I really like the offense in this team. With Meowscarada, with Spectrier, with Vikavolt. I really hope Cocoa Puffs will get a except not for me, against me of course, but we'll get a agility for a Vikavolt sweep, because that would be awesome. But I do get why they didn't put her around playoff spots. Country Boy 77. Annihilate, strong offensive mons, good defensive terras. Country Boy. The one that sniped Annihilate for me. Build around it with Crocodile, Volcarona, Cresselia, Fairy, Magnezone, Gengar, Diancie, Fire, Vaporeon and Roaring Moon. Yeah, good offense. Again, Annihilate is a... yeah, that's just a problem and a half to deal with only in prep alone already. Crocodile with Moxie can be very annoying. Setup for Corona. Gengar, Scarfed or Specs, and Roaring Moon of course can be very annoying to deal with, so I like his offense. Terra Fire on Diancie I do get, because Fire resists the Steel type moves you're gonna go for against Diancie, but I think I liked Terra Steel better on Diancie, and this is a personal preference. I would have gone for Terra Electric on Cresselia, because Cresselia has no weaknesses as soon as it is Terra Electric, because Cresselia has only one ability, Levitate, and Levitate will be kind of a more bulkier Electros, basically. I do miss something of a status setter, something like a grass type with, again, Spore, Stun Spore, Poison Powder, all that sort of things. And yeah, I do think they can go a bit higher than, what was it, 12? Yeah, 12. I do think they can get a bit higher, but playoffs, of course, as long as I make playoffs, I don't mind anyone else making playoffs, but I think it will be a tough call for Country Boy to make playoffs. 13, Loranachi. Terrain plus Moth. Leaves and Jug with Rain. Plus Wake is carry to prep for. Let's have a look. Loranachi, coach of the Pinch server. Walking Wake, Iron Moth, Mamoswine, Iron Leaves, Sylveon, Iron Jaglas, Cyclozar, Pincurchin, Pelipper, Magneton. Iron Moth with Pincurchin's Electric Terrain and Iron Leaves in Electric Terrain and Iron Jaglas in Electric Terrain. Damn. That's really scary to prep for, of course. And Pelipper with Walking Wake in Rain. Decent. I'm just curious why the Pelipper, because Walking Wake does better in Sun, and I think Torkoal was not drafted at all. So let's see, Torkoal. Undrafted in our league, 10 points. Yeah, I would say drop Pelipper and pick up Torkoal, because Electric Terrain and Sun for Iron Moth, that should be illegal. But Loranachi, I'm giving you this for free. Cyclozar, very annoying with Shed Tail, Terra Magneton Grounds. Decent. probably would go for something like flying, because yeah, ground won't do anything and fighting will be resisted. So, and Sylveon Terra water, decently good. So yeah, I do think this team could potentially make playoffs, but we'll see. Milk Chocolates, number 14, Dozo and Screamcore, solid breakers, good hazard setters. Of course, milk chocolates ish. There we go. My week 2 opponents. Chenpao, Landotherian, Volcarona, Hydreigon, Screamtail, Jirachi, Dondozo, Toadscruel, Hunter. Firewater Grosscore is pretty bulky. Toadscruel is specially defensive, surprisingly bulky, with Dondozo of course being physical bulky as a water type, and Volcanion as the offensive fire type. I do like. Rachi, Screamtail, and Hydreigon as a Fairy Dragon Steel Core. Of course I know how annoying Jirachi can be, so good on Milk Chocolate for drafting it. Chenpao of course is very annoying to deal with because of the defense drops. Landotherian with 140 attack stat in. I do like this team, but Hunter feels like a mon that's maybe coming one game max, so that basically leaves you with 8 months to prep against, and that makes prepping a bit easier because, well, let's say I bring his Hisuian Electrode against this team. I've already dealt with Volcanion and Dondozo. Both Chenpao and Hydreigon don't take fighting types all that well, fighting type moves, so I bring a Mach Puncher or just something, a bulky fighting type that can live a hit and just clean them up. That leaves me with, I can prep one for 1v1. I can bring a dedicated Landotherian mon. I can bring a mon dedicated against Screamtail, and while we're speaking, Frobe's Terramons are being inputted. Nice. I bring a dedicated Jirachimon and a dedicated Toadscruelmon. So the big hitters look kind of scary, but like I said, if you just prep for, if you can prep the right way, I think, yeah, that's why I see the Milk Chocolate not all that high in the power rankings, and I think I do see why they got it there. 15th is Forb, solid coverage, strong offensive, and Dragonite E-Speed. Frobe has Chi-Yu, Dragonite, Ogerpon, Milotic, Galarian, Weezing, Slitherwing, Iron Threads, Hoopa, and Rotom Frost. Let's have a look. Firewater, Grosscore, Ogerpon, Milotic, Chi-Yu. Milotic, of course, a very bulky water type, so good. Chi-Yu, very offensive fire type, but I'm not sure, and that's mainly because I'm not very knowledgeable about what Ogerpon has yet, so I'm not sure if it really fits the role of a supporting grass type. Fire Steel Fairy, or Dragon Steel Fairy. What is here? Oh, Dragonite, Galarian Weezing, and the Iron Threads. Nice. Levitating Galarian Weezing will be the main way to go. I do like that. I'm really curious how Frope is going to use his Terra Hoopa. And I don't really get the Terra fighting. Again, free tip for me. I've used Terra Hoopa confined with Terra Dark, because Hoopa has a 4 times weakness to Dark and Ghost typing, and you can really block those two with getting a Dark typing in Terra. But again, curious if they can use Hoopa very well. Yeah, I really do like this team, and I'm not sure if 15 will be the right ranking, but I think it's all very close. From probably, let's see, Luxit or History. After them, I think all the teams look really close, so Aryan can just go on to be 9th. I do think Rainy can all of a sudden end up 16th, but we'll see. Last is Aryan, Good Terras, Glim, Hazard Spam, Gambit, Wincon, Hyper Offense. Let's see. Aryan, Coach of the Kyoto Koraidons, Iron Bundle, King Gambit, Garchomp, Glamora, Jolteon, Hatterene, Talonflame, Chestnut, and Basque Legion. Yeah, Glamora is a great hazard setter, of course, but I do feel like setting up hazards will be coming down all on Glamora, and that's going to be tough for it, because it's easy to predict Glamora being a hazard setter, and otherwise you're just not going to set up hazards. So maybe Aryan could have spread it a bit more and drafted a mon besides Glamora to set hazards. Maybe Chestnut does get Stealth Rocks, Chomp does get Stealth Rocks, but basically you're offering, you're just going to make Garchomp defensive when running Stealth Rocks, and not sure if that's the way to go with his team. Hyper Offense, I do see it with Bundle, Gambit, Garchomp, Jolteon, Talonflame, and Basque Legion not really being all that defensive. I do think Chestnut and Hatterene and maybe Glamora can be defensive, and Garchomp would be a waste, but I think it has to. I do see why Aryan is put low, because I'm not sure if hyper offense will be the way to go. But maybe Aryan will surprise me. Who knows? I'm not going to say I'm like the all-knowing one for power rankings, and also mainly going to focus on my own team. I do think I have much potential with this team. I do really like it. I don't think there's one mon on my team that you just can't, where you just cannot prep for. Even the Dashbun is with 4 points is something you need to prep for. So everything on my team needs to have an answer. You need to have an answer for it, and I don't think all teams do have an answer for everything in my team. So if I can see on my own team what's going to be a win con, I think I can get very far in this league. So yeah, this is my thoughts about the power rankings that the league made, and my match will be played on Sunday, so expect it to drop somewhere 10 11ish p.m. CEST, so Central European summertime. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I think I see you all on Sunday, and maybe if I do have time I can put out my own power ranking, but let me know if you like that. Again, that's all for today, so up the Vivillons!